to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
And I'm Michael Mandel, back after 3 weeks on vacation, apparently.
Where'd you go?
Well, who's you go? I was in California for a while, and then we spent our last couple of days, over a week, in Spain with the Levies.
Spain?
Yes, Spain. We went to Mallorca. Have you ever heard of Mallorca?
Yes, I have.
In what way?
Well, my Yorker, your Yorker, we all have a Yorker.
There's an our Yorker, yeah. And there's a New Yorker. You know where that is? It's in America.
And you were there?
I was there, and then we went to Barcelona, and cute. It's definitely worth going. Everybody loves Barcelona. Many people don't know about Mallorca. I'm surprised you do. You probably just said yes.
I've only heard about it. I haven't been there.
Well, it's the town of Palma, which is a last name of many people in this city.
That's true. Louis de Palma.
Louis de Palma. Jesus Palma was a renter of mine. Anyway, I was looking forward to Spain because they are known to be the country, up to a point, I just found out other news, the country that consumes the most gin per capita in the world. And the way they do it is with gin y tonica. And the gin that they use is gin mare mostly. Gin mare, gin of the sea.
Do they make it there?
They make it there. They make it an hour south of Barcelona. Some of the, most, if it's a gin, it has to be distilled with juniper, but this also has olive, thyme, rosemary, and basil.
Wow.
And you pretty much can go every place and you'll get some gin mare with your gin y tonica.
I'm surprised you didn't go down there and take a tour of the place.
We didn't have time. There was too many things to do. Yes. No more? Okay, so we're going to try this. This is pretty simple, and it's good for the summer. Obviously, everybody likes gin and tonic, but if you change the gin up, people think gins don't taste differently. Every gin tastes differently.
We've done that. We've
done gin tastings,
before.
And I don't know if we use this one ever, but we're using it now. You want to taste it by itself?
Yeah,
first?
very few gins really are the same.
Very few are.
Maybe some of the cheaper ones. Wow, that is herbalist.
That's floral.
Herbalistic.
So, a little tonic brings out the flavor.
Yeah, I've never tasted a gin quite like that.
No, it's, I don't know if I've talked about Monkey 47 on this show, but every time I mention gin, I mention Monkey 47, which is pretty much the most expensive gin I've ever bought. And it's really great. But gin mare, which is only a little more expensive than a normal thing, cheers, is a great substitute.
The tonic does really, I think,
tastes like a pizza pie.
Pizza pie.
And we had sake bombs there.
Yeah.
You know what a sake bomb is? They put the chopsticks on the cup there, they put the shot glass, they put sake in, they go sake, and you bang that, and the sake falls in there, and you into the beer. And you drink it down quick like that, and it's really good, and it's fun. That's what I liked about Okozuri. I liked it because it was fun.
And they have a floating boat bar.
They have a lot of dishes, but I didn't see. I know there are a lot of food dishes that we tasted. They're just amazing taste. So, anyways, but let's move on.
It's good stuff.
And there's one of the food dishes there.
Yeah.
Oh,
and speaking of food and drink is one of the favorite topics that we do here on the show.
There's the drink.
Here's the drink. We talk a lot about food.
I don't know if this little fish counts as food. It's little
a secret. And as this is our Halloween show, we have the Penn Dentist, the Halloween Menace.
Well, that was a stretch. Maybe it'll get better once we have a drink.
It usually does.
It works, yes. The show gets better, with this. So I'm doing 2 ounces of gin. This is Bulldog gin. You can get this. It's kind of next to Hendrick's at Albertsons.
Oh, yeah?
But costs about 2 cents less. And this weekend, Mark and I tasted this version of the Penn Dentist. They suggest either an apricot brandy or peach if you have it. This is not a brandy, it's a liqueur called Peachello. Those of you who know limoncello, it's the same concept.
We've had limoncello on the show before.
Yes, it's pretty good. So you do 1 ounce of this.
The Double Talk, I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. We had a lot of titles up there right before.
We're a very titular show.
We have Julia waiting in the shadows here. Truly the shadows thing, she's wearing black, can't even tell her from the back.
She'll be out in the second half of the show talking about movie making and
the Devil's Mistress.
The Devil's Mistress.
And we're going to do combination of a mimosa and an Aperol Spritz. This weekend I had to make drinks for people, and the mimosa was good, Aperol Spritz was good. You put them together, it's a good drink.
Bada bing.
And
So that's what we're going to do today.
Yes.
You know, food and drink is a major portion of our lives.
Our lives.
Show. It is.
And we can't tell you too much about how we sleep, so we tell you about how we eat.
Yeah, I don't use my proper last name on Facebook,
Nobody
so
will
that
figure out what that
I'm
is.
not easily
Let's see, how much are these?
discovered.
Oh.
So you
Because
teach at MSU.
I do. I am in the Gender Studies department this semester, and I will be full-time in the Creative Media department next semester.
Oh, what are you going to teach?
That's great.
I'll be teaching history of cinema, cinema review, and race, gender, and film. I'm very excited.
I love history of cinema. I taught that myself a little bit. And
What, to me?
I'm a big history.
Me on the show?
I'm a big history cinema buff. You know that, Mike.
He does know facts.
Yeah.
I introduced the classic films at the Rio Grande Theater this year. And anyway, we'll talk more about that later. But, Michael, what are we doing
We're
here?
going to finish this up. So I'll do this. So
Okay.
we have the orange juice, and I'm crossing in front of our
Yes.
guest. Hopefully we have enough to do everyone. You know what Prosecco does when you're drinking?
It bubbles.
Slows down how much alcohol you're getting, because it's only 11%, unlike a Negroni,
wine.
which you use gin for. And,
Yes.
In fact, that's how I discovered the so-called Negroni Spagliatelli, because all you do is put Prosecco in your Negroni.
11% is quite a bit, though.
It's kind of low for a wine.
Not if you're comparing
Really?
it to
They tend to go
Maybe
at
like a
14%.
No, port would be 18%.
Yeah.
But gin is
40.
40 proof.
Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
And Mario Salceda.
Mario, thanks for joining us. Sitting in for Michael Mandel. Mario, you're the Game Nights president,
That's correct.
and we'll be talking a lot about the gaming convention. But since it happens to be your birthday today, here's a big old cake for you.
Oh, thanks. I'm definitely gonna eat it. Normally I don't like coconut.
You'll make an
It's
exception.
once a year.
That's right. And
definitely do.
we love to talk about food and drink on this show quite a bit. It's one of our favorite topics. And hey, I went to a restaurant I hadn't been to before called Mateo's.
Mateos.
On University. It's right there by Kinko's FedEx.
Yeah, I know where that's at. Okay.
You know, he used to be a food truck only.
Food truck.
And he advanced now into a restaurant, and food was good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to try it. Mateos. What kind of food do they have?
It's Mexican food.
Oh, Mexican food. Okay, cool. So tacos, burritos.
Burritos, tortas.
Yeah.
I had a chicken torta. It was really good. They had enchiladas. The standard kind of food you'd find in a Mexican restaurant. You know, we've got some footage that we took there during the convention. Let's take a look at that, and take a look at that, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
It'll be awesome.
Well, if you like gaming, then you've got to be here at the 2019 Game Convention here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. It's a big event, and there's a lot of things happening here. A lot of people gaming, lots of vendors and things to see. You get to try out games that you've never tried out. Even some of the old games like Atari and Commodore 64. It's a lot of events happening here, so it's a great thing to see. So come on down, and if you didn't miss it this year, I hope you'll see it next year. Let's go take a look and see
Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
And I'm Chris Solar.
Chris, what are you doing sitting here?
Well, I don't know. I just came in there and somebody said, hey, we are going to be talking about tequila today. So I said, okay, then I'll be on set. And
Mike's on vacation.
He's on vacation. The guy takes a vacation every month.
I know, he's in Santa Barbara this weekend having a lot of fun.
Lucky guy, lucky guy.
Now, you have a bunch of things here.
Yeah.
And we're going to be getting to those in a second. And, you know, a lot of things going on this weekend.
Oh my gosh, this is a heavy, heavy week with activities,
Yeah, and
events.
Actually, from here till Election Day.
And that's what you watched Double Talk for the last 10 years.
That's true. That's
Mark,
true.
I remember when you had black hair. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you give me gray hair.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Okay. So now we have, what do we have here in front of us? Which I know what it is, but what are we going to do here?
Well, we're gonna compare these two kinds of tequila.
Which we have here, we have
Silver Patron.
Silver Patron. You can see that Silver Patron there, and this is a pretty good tequila. It's supposed to be, most people. And what do you have over there?
We're going to compare it here to the Don Julio.
Don Julio. You guys can see that there? Oop, where is it? There it is. Don Julio. See that there? Don Julio. Okay. So we got they're both Mexican beers.
Tequilas.
Right? Tequilas.
Yes.
And so they're both from Mexico, and they should both have pretty good flavor. But they're both very popular, right?
I'll be interested to see which one, how different they are from each other.
Okay.
Because the bottles are almost very similar.
All right.
This one has a blue tint to it.
Okay, so should we start off? And now we have limes.
We have limes to
And-
accompany it.
And what do we have here? We have some.
We have cheese and crackers to clear our palate after we've tasted one before we taste the second.
And that's sharp cheese.
Yeah, it's good. It's good cheese, too.
Very good. So, okay. And I guess we're ready to go.
Which one do you want to taste first, Chris, since they're from your birthday party?
Okay, yeah, that's right. I had a birthday party, and these were nice gifts given to me from some of my birthday attendees, and that was very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, let's try. Well, I know Patron is very popular. This is $10 a shot in some of the nightclubs in town here.
I believe it.
And Don Julio is a very popular one too. It's probably about $8, but let's try that one first.
All right.
And then we'll go to the
we
most
go.
popular one. So let's put that there. We'll put these right here. Can you see that there on the shot there? You should be able to see it. Oh boy. Now this is tequila. I hope you had breakfast. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning right now, and
Here on a Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. We'll be ready for the Country Music Fest, which is coming later on today.
That's right. This would be just a bit of a hair of the dog that bit you last night.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is Soul. The bottle. This was actually created by my wife Dawn, and the beautiful lady that she is. And if she took the bottles, you take the cap, you pop some holes in it. See that? You pop some holes in it, and you make it into salt shaker.
There you go.
Okay, so now we have lime here. You got a lime there.
Okay.
Now, I like the training wheels. I like the lime and the salt. You can put a little salt on there like that. You want a little
Take
salt
a little
in it?
bit there. That's good.
Some people don't like it like that.
Okay.
They just like the
let's see.
tequila straight. Okay, so let's have a little toast there. Okay, toast. This is a big shot there. Okay, we'll take a drink of it. So we'll take a drink. Chaser with the lime. Oh yeah, pretty smooth. What do you think? I think it's pretty smooth.
It's nice.
It's very nice. Actually.
Tequila's go. This ain't no Cuervo, I'll tell you that.
No way. So I mean, if you're gonna do shots, do
some quality tequila.
Quality
folks.
tequila,
I
so
mean,
this is-
otherwise, why bother?
I mean, you might pay a little more for it. Okay, yes, you will have to pay a little more for it,
But you'll drink less of it.
But when you drink it, it has a smoothing flavor.
Yeah.
That one was smooth, actually. I gotta admit, it was smooth.
Makes you glad you drank it.
And it had a little flavor to it, which I liked. It had a little flavor. It was smooth and had a little flavor. It didn't make me want to, sometimes you want to, like you're drinking raw alcohol or moonshine or something like that.
No, it should have its own
Everclear.
distinct flavor that your better quality tequilas always do.
Right. Well, that was pretty good. Okay, do you want to wait and then we'll do the next one after our palate's clear? I'm going to take a little cheese here.
Let's do this after the break.
12. They mature so much faster, yeah.
Hey, there was a full moon Thursday night
Where?
outside where it always is. And I'll show you that one later.
Forget it, it's behind you. And we're back to part 2 of our eggnog experiment. We liked the rum.
We like the rum with the eggnog. But now,
Our producer just sampled the Warthog, and he was amazed. In fact, he's still choking.
what is Warthog?
Black pig in German.
That's true.
It's a German aperitif liqueur type thing. As with most Amaros that come from Italy.
It's got herbs
It's got herbs and
spices and
alcohol,
roots and all kinds of
roots. They never tell you what it is.
Some people
It's best not to know.
think it's like Jägermeister, but it's not.
It looks like Jägermeister. In fact, everybody sees this thing, says, "Oh, does Jägermeister make it?"
But it's better.
Has the flavor palate has nothing to do with the Jägermeister.
There's no licorice, thankfully.
Yeah,
You don't have to do that, Michael. I got a thing to start with.
you got to think this.
I do.
You're not. You were told to keep that in your pants. Oh, that.
You want to stir it thick, Michael?
No, I'm going to go commando.
Okay.
How does this close? Oh, that's the other thing. All right.
Already good.
Do you like it?
I do. I might even like
That's
it better.
so smooth. They told you. We loved it last time we did it.
I love it now.
It's more mellow. It's 37.6% alcohol, as opposed to this, which is a hefty 40%.
This somehow makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of flavors in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking there must be other weird drinks that are like this, like
What else could you make Warthog with?
you could do it straight. What could you mix it with?
Schwartz.
It would not work with gin, I don't think.
Well, no,
Scotch, maybe. Sort of like it's not sweet like a sweet vermouth.
you can mix it with
It's
Bailey's.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
Sure, you could.
it's an edge.
If it mixed with this, it'll mix with Bailey's.
I guess you're right. You're still Mark Steffen.
I'm still Mark Steffen.
I'm at first Michael Mandel. I was going to say Markle Mandel. We're the two M's, you know?
That's true. And we're going to have an M to drink.
Yes.
If you want to kind of call it a martini.
A peach martini. So it's M's peach martini.
Impeachment.
Day. That's the mint. That's the.
That's what we're
11th.
celebrating this month, right?
I guess so.
Impeachment.
Well, we're celebrating the concept of peaching. So do you want to start with that, or do you want to talk? Or so we're going to use something we used we did this about a month ago with the peach vodka from Kettle One. Kettle One does a great peach vodka. It's peach with orange blossom.
Yes. This is our Christmas Hanukkah show.
Yes,
We do it. It comes around every year about this time.
Yes, except when we do our Easter Passover show, and that's a totally different thing. And then we do eggnogs. We did eggnog last week.
We did.
Those of you who saw it. So I'm going to do it as a nice, clean martini. I have an ounce and a half of the Kettle One peach and orange blossom
Into the shaker
stuff. We're going to shake it.
with ice.
We're going to use Polini's Peachello, which is the same company that makes, a lot of companies make limoncello. So Peachello, you can imagine.
You didn't buy peach jello in Walgreens, did you?
No, I bought it at Walmart.
You did?
I did. It was on sale because nobody knew what Peachello is.
It was just sitting there getting
and,
old.
And I say, look at that great bottle. And they said, that's the same bottle as the limoncello, yet it's peach. So it works for a lot of things.
So it's been sitting in your cupboard getting old instead of on the Walmart
It's
shelf.
This is one of our most drunk out of things. You know, we're doing a lot of peach things recently. We did the Penn Dennis, if you remember that
Yes, I
show. That was good. And we're going to use this lavender mint.
Mint?
Well, lavender's a mint, isn't it?
Is it?
Sure.
Lavender's lavender.
Oh, whatever. You don't want mint to
The
be
peach
Did you
mint.
see any drops coming out? Oh,
Yes.
there it goes. Okay.
About 8 of them.
Well, so we could shake this. Should we shake it?
At least.
At least once or twice. It's my favorite thing.
You like to make noise, so
I like the fact that it doesn't always spritz in my face, and that's a mitzvah.
a mitzvah.
That's like just a little shaking. You don't want to shake up the peach too much.
You can bruise it. You don't want to bruise it.
So you can make this at home because we won't let you in the studio.
No,
We would. What?
nothing. Did you make enough?
Yeah, because we have to drink at least 2 drinks during the show, so we have to drink half of a complete drink.
We're just sampling. We're not drinking,
true.
we're sampling, we're tasting.
Yes,
That's all
we're
we do
tasting.
here.
We're tasting.
We do this as a community service to our viewers.
Yes, and did we talk, I guess last show we talked about the community service we did for you guys out there when we had a gin tasting with 61 different gins.
Yes.
We didn't drink them all though, but thank you to Rosa and Bob.
Yes, I taste a lot of gins I've never tasted or ever heard of before. They
Wow.
collect gins. I
They
never
do.
knew anybody who collects bottles of gin.
I collect gins.
Strange bottles.
This is really good. I think the lavender modifies it.
I guess it cuts.
For you, it's a little sweet.
I guess it is.
It's a little sweet because of the peachiness of this.
You know, I don't really taste the bitters.
I think
the
it's
lavender
I think it
bitters.
sort of modifies it. I could give you a drop of bitters.
Well, bitter.
Bitters are better.
Is Don Solar. Don, thanks for filling in for Michael. And our special guest here in the middle is Paula Johnson. Paula Johnson, you're actually representing the Club Store Outlet Store.
Hi, Paula.
Thanks for having me here.
Yay.
I'm looking forward to talking about the store and
coming here and hanging out with you guys.
Good, because we've got a lot of
Nice.
questions for you about it. And if you've watched this show at all, you notice that we always like to taste something. We're into food and drink in a big way here at Double Talk. And today we're looking at wines. These are basically cheap box wines that you can buy just like this. Instead of buying a great big cardboard box, you can get a little. This way you can sample everything in an inexpensive
Adult
way.
juice boxes, I like to call
Adult
them.
juice boxes, that's exactly what they are. So we've already poured
Handy, dandy, and convenient.
The only thing they're missing is a
On
straw.
the run. That's right. Exactly.
one of those crazy straws.
Yeah.
So we've poured in some Chardonnay already. We've got these glasses ready to go. Why don't we taste it and see how we like it?
Let's taste it.
Okay. I've tasted worse box wines and bottled wines.
It's not bad. It's
Right?
very
Yeah,
light.
Oh, yeah, it is light. I like it. It's always a good time for wine, right?
Absolutely.
Another taste just to be sure.
People have wine with
Very
lunch
good.
quite often. So,
Yeah, it's very light.
so we're not just getting away with day drinking. We're it's for scientific purposes right here. We're testing.
Absolutely.
Doesn't have that real strong buttery Chardonnay taste. I don't know why I would say buttery, but I've been told
And,
it's called buttery. But this one's very light.
Now we have a Pinot Grigio,
Right.
and we'll taste that in just a minute, I guess.
Sounds good.
Last week was Negroni week.
Officially.
We talk officially. We are going to make Negroni week whenever we want. In fact, talking to some people in town, we're going to do it in August. It'll work out. We'll see.
We're gonna. Right now it's Negroni month, and
What?
we're getting right into it.
There's no real such thing.
What is
We don't
Negroni,
care.
Michael?
A
Better define
Negroni
it.
is made up of these three alcohols. I'm starting with something most people could drink with ice cubes by itself because it's very simple. It's only like 20% alcohol. It's 15% alcohol. Oh man, that really cuts down our alcohol consumption. So you do equal amounts. The true Negroni,
Sweet vermouth.
the true Negroni is equal amounts of all of these three alcohols. Sweet vermouth, Campari, which only 4 or 5 bars in Las Cruces have.
Harry.
And
You're lucky.
you need
You're lucky to find sweet vermouth, frankly.
No, you can find sweet vermouth at a number of places. Campari is slightly bitter. It's, notice, same color, same country.
So you got your sweet, you got your semi-bitter.
You're semi-bitter. This is how the drink started in Italy, which was Torani Milano, because one's made in Turin, the other is made in Milan. You used to drink it with ice cubes in your glass, which we're going to do this time. Yeah, put ice cubes in.
Go ahead and keep going.
When this was first invented, it was just these two nice red things because they sort of balance. And in the early 1900s, when the Americans came over to Italy, they wanted something more mild, so they put in soda water. It was called the Americano.
Uh-huh.
Americano was the drink that everybody had. One day, Count Negroni, who was in Florence, goes into the Cafe Cassoni.
The
and
Count.
He's had Count Negroni, and he's had a very bad day, the very bad day of Count Negroni. And he says, I need something stronger than the Americano. So what would you do? Take out the stupid soda water, put in some gin. In this case, we're using Beefeater.
London Dry.
Some people say, well, why don't you use Tanqueray or, Bombay? It's too mild. This one, at least you have very forward sense of juniper that is strong enough to mix with the herbals of these two guys.
Yes, indeed.
And here we go.
And this is the
I'm
perfect,
mixing it.
This is going to be the perfect drink for Father's Day, which is Saturday.
It is. They love a Negroni. You can pick up Campari at least in Toucan, and celebrate. Yeah, probably
Celebrate,
celebrate.
I'm sure.
And also Kelly's.
Kelly Liquors, yes.
And that would be about it. It'd be tough. Usually the Italians just mix it in the glass. They put it in. The idea is for it to get really cold. The way the wife and I drink it, I put it in a metal shaker. You put a lot of ice in it. When the metal shaker gets too cold for you to handle,
And
you
then
pour it into martini glasses.
That's how you know it's ready.
That's how you know it's ready. And if you drink it right away, you don't have to worry about it getting warm.
So it's shaken, not stirred, James Bond style.
In my case, yes. So you get a nice red. Oh, I don't want to have more than you because somebody has to be able to read the titles.
Well, it never stopped you before.
No, well.
But in honor of Count Negroni.
Count Negroni and Negroni Week, which is an opportunity for people to give back to charity.
Interesting.
Very nice.
Sweet and sour, or
Very
sweet
nice,
and bitter at the
bitter.
same time.
With a little kick in
hint
the back.
of that gin in there.
And the juniper. So you have all the flavors you could possibly want. One of the things you do in Italy is sit down, have perhaps they bring out a bowl of peanuts, usually potato chips, sometimes little slices of pizza, and you sit back and you spend an easy hour or two drinking these as your ice melts.
You do that, have some tapas on the side.
On the other hand, for a cocktail party, do it with a martini glass. It looks a lot cooler.
On the very next Double Talk, right here on the Las Cruces channel,
I was just mixing up one of our Royal Flush drinks.
Crown Royal Flush.
Crown Royal.
And that's one of the great things we're going to be talking about right here on Double Talk.
Yes, this week, Double Talk, I'm a guest host. Yes. And I got to drink Royal Flushes. We've got to talk about a lot of topics about what's happening on the Las Cruces channel. Mark Steffen is telling us everything about your rates are going up, your sewer rates are going up. Did you know that? And a lot of things happening. We'll recap on Benson.
Benson the dog.
Yes, a lot of things happening. There was the new the game convention this week.
Convention going on this weekend.
There's a lot of stuff happening.
New
in Las
restaurants
Cruces.
opening up.
That's right. If you want to know what's happening, what's hot, what's not, you want to watch Double Talk this week on the Las Cruces channel. And remember, we're going to talk about the premiere of going live. The Las Cruces is going live on the internet. That means you don't need cable anymore. Cut your cable bill and watch the Las Cruces channel on Facebook and soon to be on YouTube. All right, so we'll see you next time. And we're enjoying this. You're going to learn how to make this drink, the Royal Flush. You're going to learn how to make this drink on the next episode of Double Talk.
These are good.
Yeah, so
Jean Marais, Spain.
I recommend it.
Viva Spain. And we'll
not
see you next week.
All the time we have.
I have to come up with it. I'll be here next week.
You'll be back next
I
week.
think I'll be back next week. I wasn't here this week. I'm sorry. I apologize for not being here.
You're still jet lagged. So thank you for joining us right here on Double Talk.
In Las Cruces,
New Mexico.
Channel 98.
The Las Cruces channel, you know.
Comcast. That's us. Mark will wear a different shirt next week.
We're done, probably.
Maybe.